Unique New York. Unique New York. The bank robber had ugly shaped feet. Hey guys, Vick here, back with another review. Today we are looking at this little puppy, the Tesla Stealth 40 watt regulated LiPo based mod that came to me as a kit. And it came with the shadow tank as well, the updated shadow tank from Tesla, which has a 2mm capacity and obviously fits very neatly indeed in this mod. 40 watts, stainless steel temperature control, nickel, titanium temperature control, straight wattage mode, up to 40 watts. 1300 mAh LiPo battery, venting, the other buttons are there if you're wondering, spoiler alert. Fire button on top, range of colours available, that is the Tesla way. Let's just get down low so you can see this up close. That's what you really want from this video, isn't it? It speaks for itself in terms of what it does, what it can do, but what does it actually look like up close? That's what we'll that's what I'll show you right now. Okay guys, here we are up close with the Tesla Stealth 40 watt kit. This is the packaging. In the bottom tray you have a spare coil for your shadow clearomizer, 2mm version. This isn't actually the drip tip that comes with it, this is one from Otofo that I've just stuck on for grins. The coil head is a 0.6 stainless steel, 20 to 50 watts, and does work quite well in temperature mode. Yeah, so you get spare glass, charger, cable, spare head, etc. If we open up this tray, you've got your manuals, which are very good indeed, very helpful. And here is your mod. Here is your mod. Right. So the tank, removable drip tip, standard size. Top fill. Just unscrew this like this and fill it like that into the side there. No problem there at all. 2mm capacity, stainless steel heads, airflow at the bottom here. It goes from there. It's on both sides. Goes like that to like that. Sort of like a restricted lunger at full open. If you unscrew this, nice and tight, but if you do unscrew it, you will see, oh god, I'm gonna make a mess. You will see the big beefy coil head there, like that. And that just unscrews out of the bottom there. So worth remembering, unlike what I just did, you know, you don't want to be removing this coil head when you've got juice in it, which is fair enough, and it does mean the only way to fill it is top fill, but that is fair enough as well. So that's your tank. If we screw this into here, always good fun screwing your atomizers into these cage mods, but let's get it in there like that, and then you are together and happy. When it's off, it just says 5 clicks to unlock. There's your fire button, there's your up and down buttons. You have to guess which one's up and which one's down. It's quite good fun. And there is your screen. There's your charging port. Have to charge it via USB obviously because it's a built-in LiPo, 1300 mAh. And it does seem to charge very, very fast though. I know Todd mentioned that as well, and Todd has an excellent review of this already, so go and check that out for a second opinion. So what do we do? Okay, so we're in the off position here. If you, well, I'll just show you this now. If you're in off, if you hold both buttons down, a la DNA, you can actually change the temperature like that. So that's how you change the temperature. Once you are in here, you can change your wattage in temperature mode, and in order to get to the menu of choosing wattage, titanium, stainless, etc., you just unscrew and screw on the tank, and that is how you change between them. So that is the screen. You're getting a good look at that. You got your wattage, you've got your material mode, temperature bottom right, and resistance there. And it's chipping away. You got your battery life there. Battery life's been surprisingly good. I'll just take you on a tour of this device. There we go. Look at that. Alright, so we'll go back up top for quite an extensive list of pros and cons. See you in a sec. Just realised up to now I haven't given you... Hi, we're back up top. I haven't given you a size comparison. If I compare it to the Tesla 3, the new Tesla 3, that's how small it is. Very small, you know, this isn't big. What would you more commonly know? The RX 200S? So it's very, very small. And my one big outstanding negative with this device, and it's subjective, is it's too small. It's too small, in my opinion. It's too small. I can't use this because it's so small. I'm having to like double up my arm to get. It's just too small to hold. You hold it like that, it'll look like Hitler. Thumb-wise, just look like you're sucking your thumb. What I want to see next from Tesla is basically the Stig Helix. If anyone remembers the Stig Helix, it was this, just bigger. So it doesn't need to have a 26650. Oh god, that's going to come across loud. It doesn't need to have a 26650 in it, but if you have a 26650 as the battery or something equivalent size, have that as your battery, allow up to 24mm, 25mm tanks even maybe, not like Movkin Disguiser big, but just bigger, like the Stig Helix was. So maybe that big, that wide, way more battery life, can fit in bigger tanks, perhaps taller tanks still neatly or something like that. It doesn't need necessarily more wattage. I just want it bigger because it just feels too small. I don't need it that portable. It's so small. Look at it in the hand. It's just really small. I know that's an insanely obvious thing to say, but I'm struggling to use it because it's so small. Other things to bear in mind with this, certain tanks, it can fit up to 23mm tanks in here, but certain tanks just won't work for this mod simply because of its design. So for example, I really wanted to use the Merlin from Org Vape in here, but I can't see if the juice control is open because of this bar here, and that's just the way that is. Certain tanks just won't work well. One tank that did work very well for me in here was the Conqueror. Really enjoyed using the Conqueror in here. So that is those are the things to bear in mind. In terms of the tank, the Shadow Clearomizer gets better everything they bring out. Every time they bring out a new kit, the Shadow tank gets better, and it's getting to a point where it's very good indeed. It's a stainless steel coil now, and I'm using it in stainless steel temperature control mode, and it is doing alright. It's doing alright. But the tanks, if I was Tesla with the tanks, what I would do is what Tofu have just done with the Serpent sub, which is produce your own coils by all means, but make it so it either fits Aspire or Kanga heads. So copy the exact dimensions and shape of the Kanga and Aspire heads. So what people can do is, if they really like the tank, they can get hold of the coil heads really easily and to the style they want, because the Kanga and Aspire heads come in all manner of shapes and sizes and wattages and powers and stuff like that, and materials. So that would be my advice to them on the tank. The tank is getting better all the time. It's actually a fairly decent vape. You know, that's good, and the flavours are quite good and stuff. Top fill, you know, the tank's really good, but I think people will want to use coil heads they're more familiar with, and that just saves people worrying about finding more coil heads or whatever, you know. So that's the thing. That's what I would say about that. The other thing to note about this mod in terms of potential negatives and stuff, the TC works by cutting off the power. So when it hits that temperature limit, it just says temperature protecting and stops firing. It's not one of these that goes, you know. I hope that makes sense. But something to bear in mind, just certain people like it to do certain different ways. If it's hitting the temperature cap, technically you're not quite got it set up right in a way. So it's not a bad thing, but it is a vape experience thing that I want to convey to you. In terms of positives, this is a superb mod, super well made, looks fantastic, really well built. Great board, does exactly what it says on the tin. Power's good, the temperature control works properly. Fire button's really nice. The battery life's surprising for 1300 mAh. I really like the way they've done the buttons at the bottom. All that stuff. The screen's lovely to look at. Not intrusive, doesn't spoil the design, but it's actually really nice, helpful. It's a fantastic mod. I find it too small to use. And yeah, so I've sort of gone into a rant about what I'd like to see next. But yeah, it is. If you are already considering getting this, get it. It's great. It's great. Yeah, it is. It is a brilliant mod. Tesla are getting better and better and better. I'm really impressed with this mod. Personally, I struggle to use it. That was a bit like Todd then, wasn't it? But yeah, that's my only thing. It's just, it feels too small for me to use, and I don't need it to be so stealthy. But it is brilliant. It is brilliant. It is really good. I've been Vaping Vic, and I'll get more sleep before the next review. I'll see you soon.